Good morning, guys. Welcome to Thursday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. Weekend's just around the corner. To be fair, it's really is flying by with of course, the bank holiday making it a bit of a shorter week. So the racing is getting better throughout the week, as you'd expect. A decent day today. To be honest, it's not the best week in terms of quality, but that doesn't always mean that it can't be. We can't have a few decent days. Although this week it's been one to forget so far, to be honest. I'm really hoping that we can end it on a high and end the month on a high with 4 days left of the month in terms of tipping. I really hope that we can hit a few premium tip and next best bet doubles and send the month from what is a month that's in small profit at the moment. This time last week it was in really good profit. It's still in profit for the month, which you can't complain at, I suppose. But yeah, really would like to end it on a bit of a high because it's been a frustrating week, no doubt about that. We've had horses running well, but just not getting their nose in front, and yeah, a bit of a frustrating week. But they do happen, and often once you have a few bad days, you then just need one good one to then go on a bit of a run. So hopefully we can do that. As I say, some decent racing today. Today we raced from Stratford, Fosslas, Fontwell, Lingfield, and Hamilton. And there's a couple of races over in Ireland as well, a couple of meetings over there, but not ones that we're covering from a tipping point of view. So just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session if you did want to join in that. If you've got any questions about any of today's tips or just any general betting or horse racing queries, then please do get in touch. And even if you can't join in the Q&A session, remember you can always email joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. Get in touch via Twitter, we're at freeracingtips7, and then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. So plenty of ways for you to get in touch. Please do feel free to do that. We'll take a look at yesterday to begin with, and as I said, it was a frustrating one, just a 15-8 winner, and that was a 1-point win only single. Kind of regret not putting it up as the premium tip. That would have meant it was a decent day, but that's just how it goes. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and as I say, I've been a bit of a poor week. I mean, the premium tip was second by around about half a length or so. Didn't do too much wrong, and was just outstayed in a way, really. It was for much of the final 2 furlongs, for probably 1 3/4 of those furlongs, the horses were neck and neck, and then it was almost 50-50 which one was going to get in front, and unfortunately it wasn't ours, and that's just sometimes the way it goes. Trying to bounce back from that today, bit of a rethink on how we're going about things, and hopefully we can have a good one. Taking a look at a couple of the summer jumps cards today as well, because they actually stood out for me a little bit, with potentially a couple of decent and well treated horses in that, and that's where we go for our premium tip today. That's over the jumps at Fontwell. It's in the 3:45, and we're going for High Note, and that's currently around about 7-4. This horse has actually been running on the flat recently, but not been at her best, and I think that this move to go back over the fences and back over the jumps is probably a smart one from Connections. I think that is where this horse is best. She comes in this one off bottom weight, going against the male horses, and in a race that could be a bit of a tactical battle, could be they're not the strongest of horses with just 4 runners as well. I think that bottom weight and that £7 that she's receiving could actually prove to be vital in this one. And to be honest, if at her absolute best, I think she should have the beating of these anyway. Does have plenty of experience as well, as 6 years old now, and has won over jumps before and on the flat. As I say, plenty of experience, and I just think looks to be the best bet here. I think it's a wide open race, and I'd certainly be siding with High Note. I think that this horse has the most to offer and the most potential, and off that bottom weight, I think can get her nose in front today in that 3:45 at Fontwell. The next best bet that goes on the flat, that's in the 2 o'clock at Fosslas, and our tip here is the Wisp, and that was at 11-4 when first tipped. Now best priced at around about 2-1, so plenty of market support, and that's a real positive for this horse. Has had 3 runs so far and has improved in each of them, to be fair. I think it's been in 3 really tough races where it's come up against some really good horse. The likes of Alfarage came up against last time out, who I think is a horse that could go on to some really good things. I think more improvement is expected today from this horse, who looks to be in good form. Richard Hughes is the man booked on board, and you know, he's a man you'd rather have on side than go up against. Looks to be good value, as I say, especially at 11-4 this morning. That 2-1 could prove to be a little bit short, but yeah, unfortunately, hopefully you've already got on this horse at 11-4. Then, as I said, the market support is a real confident the market support is a real plus for this horse, and in races such as this one, I think that's a really good sign. As I say, I think it's probably open to the most improvement, and can, if stepping up just a little bit more, can take this nursery there in the 2 o'clock at Foss last, the Wisp, and that, as I say, was at 11 to 4, now best price at around 2 to 1. The Little Earner now today, that goes in the 540 at Lingfield, and it's Cardinal here, currently 10 to 1. That's from 12 to 1 this morning. Now this horse hasn't been in the best of form, and as a result of that has actually dropped down to a really decent and winnable mark, no doubt about that. This mark that the horse is on now is actually a bit lower than her last winning mark on the turf. I think we'll enjoy conditions today. Really does like a little bit of cut in the ground, and currently at Lingfield, if you're looking at some soft ground, I think that's going to suit this horse better than many others. I think the trip looks to be a good one, and also the jockey booking in Andrea Atzeni is a really good one. I think you'll do well to find a man that's riding better and with more confidence than Andrea Atzeni at the moment. I think Lingfield suits him. He's on, obviously he's got that job with Qatar Racing Limited, and he's just on top of the world at the moment. I think Andrea Atzeni is a man that you certainly want to be following, and I think he's got a really good ride here in that 540 at Lingfield on Cardinal. I think this horse can bounce back to form and certainly be involved. I expect this horse to be in the top 3. That's, as I say, at 10 to 1 from 12 to 1, so a little bit of a nibble in the market, which is always a good sign, and hopefully that will go down a little bit more, and you got that 12 to 1. So that's the Little Earner for today. As always, then there's the 2 1-point win only singles, and we start off in the 325 at Stratford with Douchekirk, and that's currently a 7 to 2 shot. And then the 610 at Lingfield, it's Moonboy, and that's at around about 13 to 8 at the moment. So they're all of today's tips. As I say, hopefully we can bounce back from this frustrating week so far and have a bit of a bumper day today, taking us into the weekend, and have a really good weekend as well. That would be superb. Do stick with it. I mean, you know, there's been times where these runs happen sometimes things just don't quite go your way, and then it's all about bouncing back and having the betting bank and the discipline to stick with it. If you have a day of losses, just cut it as that, a day of losses. Don't go chasing, and don't suddenly just put on bets just to try and make it up. I know from experience that more often than not that does not work, or pretty much all the time it doesn't work. You know, have a good betting bank, stick to a point system, whether that be mine or something you can come up with yourself that suits your betting bank. But you know, we've had a lot of members. It's interesting because we have some members come and go because sometimes they join at the wrong time, and we have a bit of a bad week and they think it's rubbish. But I'd say the majority of our members have been there from day one, and they know that the bad runs happen, and they know that very good runs happen as well, and that they've now got the betting bag to deal with those losses. And you know, I would suggest that none of them really end the month with much of a loss at the end of the month. But yeah, we could certainly. That's not to say that I don't. You know, I'm really hungry and really want a good few days to end the month here. Let's hit a couple of premium tip and next best bet doubles and just send the month into real profit before September, which is notoriously a bit of a tough month, to be honest. I mean, you've got the ground is often going a little bit softer, and of course with that it's still flat horses, and as a general rule I think flat horses usually good ground is where you want to see, or good to firm is where you want to see the good flat races run on, but sometimes you can pick out others form on softer ground, but we'll get to that when we come to it. At the moment it's still a bit of a mixed bag in terms of ground. It's good to firm some places, and then it's good to soft, and even soft in others. So yeah, do always have a look at the ground and make sure that your horse is going to suit that. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. As I say, any questions, do let me know. Thank you for watching today's video. There'll be one once again tomorrow at 11 AM. But any questions throughout the day, you know where you can email or get in touch via Facebook. Thanks for watching today. Speak to you a little bit later on. Bye-bye.